Alright, I'm back with another wrestling DVD review. Before I get into the review, just wanted to give an update on the WWE Championship belt you could get at Toys R Us. Just want to let you know that the leather is still, uh, it's not flexible like the ones like at the actual championship belts. You think over time it will like flatten and stuff, but it's still like as you can see, it's still the leather's really hard. Maybe I should have saved my money and got one of the belts at WWE.com. But as you can see, it doesn't really fold that well. It's still the leather. I don't know what leather they used for these belts, but it's very like hard and it doesn't fold as easily as the championship belts that you see on the ones that other ones that you could get on WWE.com and stuff. So the review today, it is Best in the World 2016 Ring of Honor. Before I get into that, I did see Wrestle Kingdom 11. It's like one of my first New Japan Pro Wrestling shows I've ever sat down and actually watched. Show was amazing. The commentating that the commentators were Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly. In my opinion, they're the best commentators in wrestling today. They have good chemistry. They I don't watch New Japan Wrestling, so I don't know like the wrestlers that much. Only through Ring of Honor, and they told the backstory and the wrestlers. They told a good story in the ring. Kenny Omega and Okada, that match. I mean, you definitely have to see that match. You can actually go on YouTube. I don't know how long it will last on YouTube, but you can actually see that match free on YouTube. Various people have posted it on YouTube. Match of the, the year just began, but it was really good. Definitely recommend it, and I'm definitely gonna get into more of those New Japan shows. Okay, so this DVD, when this was first originally announced, and they were saying that it was going to be the main event was going to be Jay Briscoe challenging Jay Lethal for the ROH title. I was kind of a little disappointed because I think we already saw that match. This is like last year's Best in the World when Jay Lethal captured the belt, and it was Battle of the Belts. That was a really good match. I was actually there live. But the thing is, like, I knew, like, when they made this, like, when they announced this, I knew that Jay Briscoe wasn't going to win the belt. I just thought that was kind of like, I think what they were trying to do was trying to do kind of what The Rock and Cena, where they had their match at WrestleMania 28, and then a year later they did the rematch. So I think Ring of Honor, that was their, like, idea to do, like, the rematch a year later. Which I would just prefer maybe if they did the rematch, maybe like like a month after their original match or something like that. So let's get into the card. Now this is nice. I always love the Ring of Honor DVD covers. Here's the side view. Here's the back, and it gives you the card. And you open it up as usual. Advertisement: become a ringside member. This is the DVD right here. Commentators are Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. They don't have that much chemistry as I had before Steve Corino, but he was wrestling so he couldn't do commentating. All right, so we have Kyle O'Reilly versus Kamenachi as the opener. If you saw Wrestle Kingdom, you saw that Kyle O'Reilly lost the ROH title to back to Adam Cole. I never saw him as a long-term champion. That's just me. I'm not like I didn't see him as being like a yearly champion. I saw him as more of a short-term champion, and I don't know why he people would like say that why win the belt in the first place if you can just drop it like a couple weeks later. Maybe Ring of Honor just wanted to have a title change at the Japan show. I don't know. Maybe his contract is up. He wasn't going to resign with him, so he had to drop the title. We don't know. We'll see in the next couple of weeks. Hey, who knows? Maybe he'll show up at the Royal Rumble. You never know. Good opener. I don't think those guys had a beef against each other, so I think it was just a random match put together. You have Silas Young versus ACH. ACH I think now is with New Japan, so I think this might have been one of his last shows. And then Mr. ROH Roderick Strong against Mark Briscoe. This was definitely, I think, Roderick Strong's last match with Ring of Honor, and he closes it with Mark Briscoe. You know, like I said, I don't know if I said this in a previous review. There's nothing much more Roderick Strong can accomplish in Ring of Honor. I don't think they're going to make him the big star. I don't think he'll get another push with the title. So, let him move on to NXT, new opportunities. Six-man tag team, this match I don't understand. It was War Machine and Moose against the Bullet Club, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. The reason why I don't understand this match, the previous pay-per-view, Global Wars, at the end, Adam Cole joins the Bullet Club and they attack Jay Lethal and Colt Cabana. You would think maybe that would lead into Jay Lethal versus Adam Cole in this pay-per-view. I mean, I know they do it in the next pay-per-view, but I don't know why they waited, and it was just a weird, it didn't make sense why these people were put in a match together. And I think this might have been Moose's last pay-per-view too, as he moved on to TNA. Opinions of him moving on to TNA, I think is a good opportunity for him. He'll get more exposure on TNA because it's a 2-hour show. Ring of Honor is a 1-hour show, and they're more geared to wrestling. With TNA, they have a 2-hour show, and he could do more promos. He did a couple promos. Who knew this guy could talk? Get more of his character out in the crowd. Get in front of the camera. Tag team match. The Addiction defend the Ring of Honor tag team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns. Reminds me a lot of TNA when I saw this match. Really good. Love the Addiction. Kaz and Christopher Daniels. They're like the top. I mean, for me, if I was writing a wrestling card and I had to pick wrestlers, I would say definitely I want those guys on the card because they're really good. And especially the Machine Guns, man. I'm so happy that they're back together, and they're in Ring of Honor. And then the next one, probably the match of the night, my favorite match, we have the Unsanctioned Fight Without Honor, BJ Whitmer versus Steve Corino. This match has been building for over a year. Originally they were going to do a final battle, I believe, but then Steve Corino got hurt, and then BJ Whitmer had a knee injury. They finally had the match. It's really good. They reminds you like ECW. You don't see much blood nowadays in matches. You saw blood in this one. It was really could see that these guys hated each other. I don't know. I mean, if this was real, that they really don't like each other, or it was just an act, and they're just like behind the scenes they're friends. But they were like, it was a really good match. But I just hated the ending of the match. Kevin Sullivan comes out, and you're like, what? Kevin Sullivan comes out and costs Steve Corino the match, and BJ Whitmer goes over, and I don't understand because you would think, okay, now is that going to lead to another match? Which I don't think they had another match. I think this was it. But you think that at least give Corino the I mean, if this was going to be the only match, let him, let the face go over. And I don't understand why Steve Corino would. I don't understand why Kevin Sullivan would play a role in the match. But apparently, I guess he's with BJ Whitmer now. Unfortunately, I haven't been watching much of Ring of Honor TV, but I'm assuming that they're together. And now Steve Corino is moving on to the WWE Performance Center. So, and then we have the World Television Championship. We have Bobby Fish versus Dalton Castle. And, Dalton Castle's really popular. It was a good match. I'm a Bobby Fish fan, so I was glad he kept the title. And then we have the Jay Lethal versus Jay Briscoe. Again, this match wasn't as good as the original match from a year ago. Again, I think it was predictable. I know Jay in this, Jay Lethal's coming to the end of his title run. He's been champion for this is for a year. You could tell, when a champion is coming to the end of their reign, it's becoming stale, and you need them to drop the title. and that's what I was thinking. I mean, I love long title runs, but sometimes they could be just too long, and I mean, there's nothing more for this guy to accomplish. And I think it was a good decision in a month later for him to drop the title to Adam Cole, because the strong heel that Adam Cole is. But again, I mean, not much on this DVD. Except for B.J. Whitmer and Steve Corino. If you are a Ring of Honor collector and you have to get all the DVDs, of course you're gonna buy this. If you're just wondering, you're like, I don't know if I want to. I wouldn't recommend this show. Really, it's nothing special. Uh, it wasn't really that great. So there you go.